So I mean, and we developed this bond. I mean, and today the guys that you just mentioned, we're all close. You know, we get together in the summer, we play golf. You know, we do charity events for each of the guys that you mentioned. I mean, it's and a lot of that had to do with Cotton because he kept us all together. Now, who was to say that we would go into coaching? Hell, I never thought I would coach, but it was because of Cotton that I got into coaching. And I'm sure Larry Drew, Cotton had something to do with Larry coaching and Eddie going into broadcasting. You know, I mean, because he worked for and played for Cotton in Phoenix all those years where he lives today. So I mean, it's Reggie, same thing. I mean, Cotton had to have something to do with him getting into coaching as well. So I mean, it's a common bond, and I think Cotton was the leading force behind it.
Like if you didn't necessarily think you were going to be a coach, what did lead you to take that step? Because Milwaukee in '96, right, was the first.
Yeah, that was my first gig, but after I retired in '91 and '93. Cotton called me to come out to Phoenix for the pre-draft and be his assistant coach. He basically bamboozled me because he said we could golf every day, but I never got to golf. And I mean, if you can imagine going through the first practice after about 30 minutes, the guy tells you, "Well, Woody, I got a 12 o'clock tee time," and I said, "Okay, well, let's get ready to go." And he says, "Well, you can't go. Somebody got to coach the team." And I'm like, Cotton, he says, "Well, I got a 12 o'clock," and he leaves. And I'm in the gym after playing 11 years, had no clue. And those players probably knew that. Like, who is this guy? I mean, hell, I had no clue in what I was doing. And that's how I got into coaching. And I started to pursue it after that that time in Phoenix, and I never looked back.
What were some of the early duties with the Bucks when you did get that first job?
I had a lot of early duties. Chris Ford was my head coach that played for Boston and coached for Boston a number of years. Uh, he gave me a lot of latitude to coach, man. I mean, and I was learning a lot on the fly. But when I go back and look at it all over those years, everything that I did in Milwaukee, I have stacks of books. Everything I did in Cleveland, I have stacks of books. Philly, Detroit. It's just a reminder of where I started and where I am today. And my coaches, here in Indiana, they look at me like, why would you keep all that material? But it's just a reminder of the work that I put in to get to this point.
Those books are like notes you took. Is that what you mean?
Notes and practice plans and yeah.
You talk to a lot
Thank
of
you.
former IU players, Mike. They always that played with Bob Knight. They also talk about all having a stack of notebooks from their time of playing there. Was he doing that when you were playing?
Yeah, Coach Knight kind of set the stage for. That's the first time I had to keep a notebook, and every year you had to have this notebook, and then you started like this, and then it grew, and that's kind of how my system, as a coach, and I'm probably no different than most coaches. They do the same thing, but I don't know if they keep all the past stuff. They probably throw it. I'm terrible in that regard because I keep everything.
Like last year we saw Trey improve his 3-point shooting a lot from like a percentage perspective. I guess you think it's possible for him to now, I guess, increase that volume wise?
Well, you like to think he's going to build on it and not go the other way. He has been shooting the ball extremely well for us, and it started this summer based on the work that he's put in, and we kind of benefiting from it now. But yeah, we're going to need him to continue to grow in that area and continue to shoot the ball well.